Today in Cosy Art Club we're going to be having a go at making some foam prints with varying different papers and mediums. So stick around if you want to have a go at creating your very own print. Hello and welcome to a Cosy Art Club here on a Sunday. It all gets very cozy. At the minute it looks like a mad scientist has taken hold of my desk and just run riot with it. Yeah, that mad scientist would be me. I have been experimenting with some printmaking now. I have done a little bit of printmaking before. I've done collagraphs and various different kinds of printmaking. We did the stamp thing here, the scenario, the stamping with the rubber stamps that we created a couple of weeks ago. And I am kind of still on that little track at the minute. I'm going through my printmaking stuff. And I am still kind of obsessed with making prints in various ways. So I had a look through the things I've got in my stash and realised that I had some foam, some print foam by SD. I originally bought it for Kind of Saga, which it would probably still work for. And I will probably have a go at trying that for Kind of Saga at some point in the future. But I have just had a little play around with it. So I just wanted to share with you what I've been doing and show you how I have been doing it, basically. So the things you saw at the beginning were my original tests with making a little print. So this is my print block. So you can see it's polystyrene sheets or styrene sheets. It's kind of quite thick. Potentially you could do two designs on one piece, but that's not the point. The point is you can get 4 of these out of one of the sheets, and I think the sheets have 5 in total in the pack. But you can use polystyrene takeaway containers if any of those are still floating around anywhere. You can get thinner polystyrene sheets which work also just as well as this. But these ones, oh gosh, hello, a pile of stuff is invading the desk. This is the stuff that I've been using. So it's the print foam, block printing foam sheets. I think it's initially made for like beginner printers or kids or whatever. I love it. I think it's great. I absolutely adore it. It's lovely. So this is what I've been working with. I've been cutting one of these sheets. I think they're kind of like A4 size into 4. So you get 4 A6. That's right, isn't it? 4 A6 pieces, which are just about the right size to play around and mess with. If you wanted to, you could do a whole big sheet. If you wanted to try that, but I'm sticking with the smaller ones. So what I've done is I've got my print block, and I'll show you some of the results I've got so far, but I'm going to go through these anyway. These were the very first ones I took. Also, I need to explain to you, I've been using this block printing ink to start off with. So I bought some of these because I want to do some lino printing as well at some point in the future, and this will do as well for these. So this is washable, so it's water based, it's not oil based, so it's a washable thing. Again, made for kind of like beginner printmakers, so you can have a try and see what works. I haven't got black, I got Prussian blue, sky blue. I've got, I think that's a burnt ochre, burnt sienna and yellow ochre. But they've got all different colours in there. You can buy a pack with, I think it's 5 in. That's got like your red, blue, black, white, whatever, which I may get at some point as well, just to top up these ones. But I'm having fun with these colours at the moment. So first of all, I cut out my block, which I will go through with you in a moment. And I just tried printing on, I've got some of these index cards. I'm mindful of the fact that I've got iCAD coming up. So I was just trying it on these. And I got these two. And I was kind of, they're okay, they're fine. The magic came, and I say magic, it kind of came when I sprayed the substrate with some water. You don't want it absolutely soaking wet, you want it to be shiny with wetness. That's basically how I'd describe it. So you don't want great big puddles of water on it. But then I got this, which was, yes, that's the kind of thing I'm looking for. I think I did two, I can't remember. Yeah, I did. So you can see the difference in colourways. That's without watering the paper, and that is with adding some spray of water onto the substrate that I used. All well and good. That was first experiment. I thought, yes, that's good. And then my brain got to thinking, what else could I use to colour my print block? So brain went, okay, I think anything that's water soluble would work fairly well on this. So I was set out to try all the different things. So my first thought was, and also different papers. Different papers work differently. I will show you now. This is a thin watercolour paper. It's a 210 gram watercolour paper. It's not something that I generally use on a day-to-day, but I think it came free in the scrawler box. And I thought, oh, okay, I'll try that with something. And I'll tell you what I tried it with in a moment. But that was the result. It's quite blurry, but if you're looking for that kind of ethereal effect, this might work really well. But you'll be surprised to know, maybe you won't, I don't know, that this was made with, she said, opening a furry pencil case. These. So these are Crayola Kids Crayola felt pens. They're the super tip ones. So they've got like a, I don't know if you can see that. It's got like a thickish, ooh, hello, it's dropping to pieces already. That's as good as they are. It's got a thickish felt tip, but it comes to a point so you can get quite thick or quite detailed pieces depending on what you wanted. Kids felt pens, 24 I think there were in this. I've had these for a while because I've used these for something else in another life. So I had these already, and that's a vibrancy that you can get, and that was on the watercolour paper. Now it does work differently on index card, but it's still pretty darned good, I think. What do you think? I think that's pretty good, and that's two different colours. That's obviously I could have coloured it all in like I did last time, but I wanted to try like a two-tony thing. So that was with a brown and a turquoise, and that's on a plain card. So that's the Crayolas. Crayola pens, huh? So really nice and cheap thing to use on those. Then I tried it with, I'm going through all my different things that I've got here. I tried it with, I think that was Tombow pens. So that was with Tombow. So they're like the expensive version of the Crayolas. And I think the Crayolas were, if not better, but just as good. So you can use it with expense, you can use it with non-expense. So both of those work well. And then, not only, but I'm bombarding you with information, but I will make this a little bit easier in a minute when I go through it. And then I thought, okay, let's see if it works with Neocolor 2s, which it does. So you can colour in your plate with Neocolor 2s, spray your paper, your substrate, and then print on it. And also this one, I did that one first, and then I had still had some stuff left on my plate. So I thought, ooh, I wonder if I sprayed the plate and then tried that with some newsprint, what will I get? That's what I get. So again, that worked really well too. That was kind of not as well done. That was from that one. No, it can't have been from that one. No, that's a different one. I've got lost with which ones I've done. But I've done ghost prints on some newsprint, and that worked really well. So yeah, varying degrees of success with the Neo colours too. Also, not only, but also, I had to go with some Inktense blocks. And that worked well. So I was quite happy with those as well. So lots and lots of bits of paper flying around on my desk at the minute. And then I printed it on some printer paper. Printer paper works really well for this. You know, just a simple old printer paper is great for a substrate for transferring onto. That's another index card. That's done with the SD, this stuff here, the ink. Lots and lots to show you. And the other thing I tried it on with the SD ink, with this Prussian blue one, was on fabric, which was sprayed with water, and that worked really well too. So kind of impressed with that. That's just a calico fabric. I just cut a little sample off and tried it really quickly with that. So let's go through what we're going to do. So the first thing you're going to need to do is to create something that is going to go on your foam sheet block. So I'm going to have a go at doing some blooms maybe, just because I have been doing those for my postcard this week. I'm not going to be over precious about it. It's just going to have some simple blooms. You can obviously try out different things that you want on yours until you're happy with how it's looking. This is me just being really quick and random. So I'll put another one here. I'll put some shorter petals on this one just because. So this is similar to my piece that I've done for my postcard this month. I also had a thought that this would be, if you're going to be making Christmas cards, and I know I'm thinking way ahead, but I know people who do start their Christmas preparations maybe even earlier than this. So if you're thinking of you want to get a whole load of things printed up and done, then this would be something that would work for that. So I'm going to put some, I call these my lollipop flowers. So they look like they're on lollipops. Or you know those windmills that you can make, the ones that are made like a plastic and they float around in the wind. I'm adding some obligatory stars in. So you do whatever you want to do. You could see from the last one I did one of my corvids, because you know I'm going to try corvids on everything. I'm going to put some leaves in here as well, or just a couple of leaves on these, maybe even 2 on that one. Oh, fancy, fancy. Right, the next thing you need to do is to put this onto your block. Now remember, when this is printed, it's going to be the other way around. So if you put anything with words on, you need to be doing them backwards or mirror style so that it will print properly. I need my ballpoint pen. So a ballpoint pen is great because what you're going to do is now transfer this and pressing down fairly hard. Just check to see if it's going through. It is going through. You don't want to press down so that your pen goes through the paper, but you do want to press down enough so that you have got an indentation onto that foam. So I'm going to continue with this, just transferring it over. A ballpoint pen is good to use for this because it's the right kind of pressure and roundness that you need. If you do something too pointy, you can end up with something quite jaggedy. I know on this one I did it with a dowel, a wooden dowel, and I got all these little extra bits that I didn't really want. So I thought, sensible idea this time, well, fairly sensible, is to go with the ballpoint pen. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to continue with this and I'll be back in a second when I've finished it, and yeah, we'll see what we have to do next. So that has all been drawn on. I don't know if you can see that, but that's indented a small way so that I've got the pattern there on my piece of foam board. And now I'm just going to go over it again. So basically you want to be pushing in a little bit more this time, just so that it's proper indented. I'm using my ballpoint pen because why not? And I'm going to kind of push down into this to get a nice indentation on this. Now, thinking of other things that you could use, I know that if you indent into, you know, the funky foam sheets stuff, that also works for printing as well. Because it's quite floppy, it wouldn't be as solid for printing as this, but it does work. So if you haven't got any foam sheets, but you have got some of the funky foam kind of material stuff, give that a go too, because that is awesome. Also, I have made stamps with that before quite successfully. I'm gonna put my flowers in here. I've got a leafy there that I might put some detail into now that it's there. It's just add some little veins into my leaf. I've got a star here. Yeah, just be aware that every mark that you put on here will show up in your final piece. So if you've got like really long nails, just be careful you're not pressing your nails into the thing. Otherwise you'll get some unintended marks. But again, that can be quite nice as well. People say, why would you do a print when you can just draw it? Well, two things. A print, it will still be a mono print because every time you print from it, it's not going to be exactly the same. Different colours, different substrate, different materials, as I showed you with the ones that I did for the Corvid. I tried all kinds of different things. So each one of those would be a monoprint because it is a one printing from the plate. But it's repeatable. So once you've got your plate, you can take off as many amounts until it falls to pieces as you can get. And I've done about, I don't know, about 14, 15 from that one Corvid plate, and it's still going strong. So you could quite easily get a set of Christmas cards out of one. Just going to turn it sideways now. I'm still pressing in fairly hard. Not as hard as I did with my dowel stick, I might say. But The ballpoint pen is great because you can also see where you've been as well. Pretty good. Let's get some veins into these leaves. I like my leaves with veins. Right, let's get this spiral in here. Now, what am I going to do to first of all do a print? I could try it with the block printing ink to start off with. So if you want to see what it looks like with the block printing ink, let's have a little go with that, shall we? So I've got my printing ink. I have got a little tray here that I can roll out on. I need another mat. I know how messy I am. This is the thing. So I need to lose this maybe and bring in this. So let's get that in there like so, that like so. I've got a little bottle of water in there to spray onto my paper, and I'm going to try it on printer paper this time, see what it looks like. So we are trying something different for me, something that I've not tried yet. So you need a little blob of your lino ink and a brayer maybe to get it. Ooh, I love that sound. Right, and now I'm going to ink up my foamy stamp, and obviously, oh gosh, try not to get it all over the place like me. This is why I put mats down, people. Let's see if I can wind that up already. La 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 la. You didn't see that bit. So I'm gonna continue to ink up my foamy sheet. Oh, got a bit of thread there. Where did that come from? Didn't see that bit either. You see it as it happens, people. This is how it goes. I'm not trying to fool you. This is mad scientist at work. Trying to get to the edge of there. Okay, so I've inked it up. I'm gonna just wipe that mess I've left there down. Do keep these as well. They're very handy for cutting up into collage. I know, everything gets kept. Right, so that is my print. And now I'm going to, not tried it with the print paper. I've tried it with print paper, but not with the SD stuff. So let's try it with the print paper. I'm going to spray it. That's kind of a little too much, but what I have got, you can see I've got way too much water on there. What you want to do is to sponge it down until it's just kind of shiny. You've got water on there, but it's not like sopping wet. This is the fun, trying to line it up. So I'm lining it up on my piece of foam board. And what I'm going to do now, put it over one side there, is press down. I don't think I'm going to need to press down too much on this because I think it's going to work fairly well, she said. hopefully. As I said, with these thicker sheets, you could do 2 different designs on one sheet because it's thick enough to take another one. So you can use like the flat of your hand, or that part of your hand is pretty good for pressing down on. Also, barons are good for just making sure you've got everything on your sheet. Are we ready for this? We're ready for the reveal. Let's do a little pull of that, and then you've got that little flower. Yeah! So that worked really well. On the print paper, it works supremely well. I would say, I'm going so far as to say the print paper is the best paper for printing your foam stamps on. It works so, so well. And I've got like kind of a ghosty print going on there. So where is my newsprint paper? Grab one of those off. I'm going to spray the stamp. Oh, I'm a renegade. Oh, what's she doing? Well, probably madness, but I want to try and get a ghost print off this. Got things coming through. Something's coming through. I maybe didn't get some of that edge. So let's see if I can. Whoop. I don't play by the rules. If you play by the rules, you never learn how to do something new, do you? That's my thought on it. The best thing is to go off piste a little bit and see what happens, and not be worried about it. And it's newsprint. What's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? Okay. Hey, look! I got a ghost print. It's a little bit wet at that side where I re-wet it, but look at that. 2 prints from one piece of, well, from one set of ink. With the SD ink as well, it cleans up really, really well. So just to show you that, literally I've got a baby wipe here. I could equally just spray this down and wipe it with a piece of kitchen towel. That would work too. So let's do that. Let's put that out of the way before I do something dangerous. See, look at that. Cleans up with water, so it's not a huge mess. Now, if you didn't fancy getting messy with inks and such, and brayers and everything like that, then my second method, she said, juggling some pieces of stuff, my second method might be the one that you like, which is the Crayola felt pen. So I presume any felt pens would work. Other companies do make felt pens, and the Tombow pens worked as well. So if you've got a set of those, that's another good thing to try. So let's clear up. I've got my rags and things out of the way, and I'm going to roll this off first onto a sheet of paper so that it doesn't get wasted. I hate wasting ink and such, but it does clean up really easily. So I'm not going to worry too much about how much is left on my brayer, because I know these clean up supremely well. Right, that can do for another thing, and that can go and sit on a very dangerous pile of stuff at the side of my desk. Let's lose this for a minute. Oh, shall we keep it? Yeah, let's keep it. I know how dangerous I am. So these are the felty pens. You like my pencil case? Pretty cool. I like pencil cases. I think it was a set of 24 or something like that, but we've got some decent colours in there. So let's start with I'm going to go in with the limey green just to colour my stalks in, and it is just like colouring in. Be careful if you use felt pens that have got a sharper edge than this, because as I say, that will indent into your into your foam stamp. So just be aware of that. I'm going to go in with some yellow for my stars. Colouring them in. I'm not worrying too much if I go outside the lines because that'll all blend in and give me a nice result, she said, hopefully. So try different papers. If it doesn't work for one paper, don't give up. Try a different kind of paper. And I have to say, the printer paper, just ordinary inkjet printer paper or laser paper, whatever you use, will work wonderfully. Well, in my opinion, it does. And it's nothing like super special. It's not a super special kind of paper. I'm colouring in my orange centres. I'm going to put a little bit of music on while I finish this. So, yeah, it's going to be speeded up slightly for you. So we have got our prepared plate. I have also got some mess all over my hands, which I'll take off. So if you do get those Crayola pens on your clothing by any chance at all, they are washable. So if you're doing this with children, it's a good thing to think about. I think the SD ink is also washable, but it would still stain. So it's best to keep an apron or a big shirt or something on an old piece of clothing that you're not too worried about. Right, let's rip this in half. This is my printer paper. I'm just gonna tear that off there. Get my spray bottle. I put way too much water on there, but I'm not worried because I'm going to do this, which is just to remove all of the excess water and just leave it nice and, like you can see, it's got kind of a nice shine to it. Bring my plate back in and then lay this on the top, she said, hopefully. So smooth it down. Smoothing it down and then gently massaging it, but firmly, gently but firmly, keeping your sheet in one place. Don't let the sheet move. So always holding it in the same position and just smooth and smooth. And this works, as I say, with calico fabric or any other cotton fabric as well. Probably would work equally as well. So let's see what we got, shall we? Okay, we're ready for the reveal. La! Hey, that's not half bad. I could have probably pressed down a little more at that side because I can still see some more stuff going on there. But it works. It works really nicely. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I can see where I should have just pressed down a little more on that one side because there's still loads of ink there and still quite a bit left on the plate. So I'm going to do my Renegade again. Stick my newsprint on top because I hate to waste anything, and if nothing else it would make good collage paper, so I forgot to Get some on there as well. Look at me. Look at me breaking all the rules. Probably some of this bottom bit. Yeah, let's just stick some more on there like that. This is probably going to be like all splodgy, but I don't care because I don't like to waste anything. There's ink on there to be foraged, and I shall forage it. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh, that's quite a nice little ghost print. Not as vibrant, but still pretty good. So there, and this works just as well with Neo Colour 2s. You can colour in with those. Be careful not to press too hard so that you're marking your foam sheet. And also Inktense blocks, colouring in with those. Adding some water onto your paper, press it down, bingo, you've got print. So I hope you have enjoyed this little session of our Cozy Art Club. I do enjoy this so much. It's something I look forward to every week, to trying something a little bit different or a little bit new. Maybe you've done this before. If you've done this before, I would be so happy for any tips that you could give us all. So don't forget to leave a message in the comments below the description, because I love to hear how you get around different things, what kind of tips and techniques you could give me for working with this, any other materials that we could use, what's the best paper that you've tried. All those things very, very handy for all of us here on the Cozy Art Club. So we just like to share. We like to share our information. So please don't be afraid just to leave me a little message. I reply to every single comment that anybody makes on my channel. If I've missed you for whatever reason, it is an absolute mistake, because I always read everything and comment wherever I can. And I don't think I've missed one yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, that's enough from me for today. I'll be back here very, very soon with something else. Bye for now.